Hi everyone and welcome. In today's video, I'm sharing something very special, Chapter 1 of the Herbal Medicine Maker's Handbook by James Green. This chapter invites us to begin our herbal journey not just with knowledge, but with experience with our hands in the soil and our hearts in the process. We'll start by harvesting a wild dandelion. Yes, that same bright yellow flower many call a weed, and transform it into a powerful healing tincture. But this chapter is about more than just steps and recipes. It's about connecting with the plant, giving thanks, and remembering that herbalism begins outdoors with our senses open and our spirits attentive. I'll be reading the full chapter aloud so you can absorb it slowly, just like a good tea. And after that, I'll guide you through a clear summary to help you remember the main points and prepare for your own medicine making. So find a quiet space, maybe even sit outside if you can, and let's begin this green path together. Chapter 1. A Field Trip. Let's begin our immersion into the mosaic of ideas and techniques that describe herbal medicine making by first harvesting a wild plant and making an herbal extract, a dandelion tincture. We will begin this green medicine journey outside your dwelling place where the wild plants are. Herbal medicine lives outdoors, where nature's spirits arouse our enchantment. And our vitality is where nature spirits arouse our enchantment, and our vitality is naturally quickened. With your involvement and, I hope, a freshly awakened passion, you'll initiate your apprenticeship by experiencing the elation of harvesting a wild plant, and, with it, creating a simple herbal medicine of excellent quality. So, if you are not already outdoors reading these words, please, weather permitting, step outside with me, and we'll find Taraxacum officinale, a most notorious wild plant. This is the plant that herbalists, children, and poets call dandelion. Many other people call it a weed and treat it rather rudely. Let us refer to it as a wild medicinal plant and perceive the extract we're about to make with it as an herbal tonic. Our intention is to connect with a plant spirit and with its alliance create a nutritional preparation that is easy to assimilate and can be depended upon to help our digestion, our liver, and our kidneys to feel good. Then, while this firstborn extract is macerating, soaking in its menstruum solvent, we'll proceed through the following chapters of this handbook and peruse the rest of the medicine-making ideas that await our attention. Common dandelion, botanical name Taraxacum officinale, grows just about everywhere. It should be fairly simple for you to discover this flowering ally. It is usually denoted by one or more bright yellow oral asterisks, randomly displayed in urban lawns, in grazed fields, or along neighborhood footpaths. Dandelions are one of the most common medicinal herbs that live with us in our neighborhoods. In fact, every year petrochemical companies reap additional millions from the urban community by manufacturing and marketing a myriad of designer poisons devised specifically to alienate and destroy these wily turf gangsters. In contrast, communities in China eagerly harvest and eat young dandelion greens to enrich their diets, along with purslane, portulaca, oleracea, and kudzu, porararia, lobata, which are two more weeds we tend to curse in this culture. The people of our southern communities could control the rampant spread of kudzu vine through their countrysides by eating it. It's a superb cardiac tonic, and it controls alcohol craving if one wants to. If not, kudzu curbs headache and hangovers. Dandelion species name officinale means used in the office or the workshop. This indicates that historically dandelion was, and of course still is, used medicinally. Dandelion's genus name, Taraxacum, is derived from the Greek taraxis, meaning disorder, and akes, a remedy, further echoing our ancestors' traditional esteem for this herb. Keep in mind that there are other plants that, at casual glance, look similar to a dandelion. Fear not, though, there are no toxic or poisonous lookalikes in this country, and it is very easy to identify the official Taraxacum. Therefore, as I describe to you the true dandelion, please pay attention to detail. The third rule of good herbal medicine making. There are 3 true dandelion species found in the USA. Taraxacum officinale, common dandelion, and T. laevigatum, a red-seeded specimen, both of which grow in disturbed soils throughout the temperate regions of the USA. The third species, T. ceratophorum, is found in meadows and other moist places in the mountains throughout the boreal zone, south and at high altitudes. The dandelion has a single golden yellow flower head sitting on top of each individual flower stalk. This flower head can grow up to 2 inches wide. These flowers open with the rising of the morning sun and close down in the evening. They can appear almost any time of the year, but mainly you find them from April to November in meadows, pastures, gardens, along the roadsides, and inevitably within the rigid boundary lines of all manicured lawns. Dandelion's impetuous blossoming is nature's never-ending reminder that diversity is favored and therefore rules. The plant's graceful green stalks are round, smooth, brittle, and hollow. They grow from 2 to 18 inches tall and have no other stalks branching off them. Each dandelion stalk is straight and unjointed, no stalks branching off it, growing individually and separately out of a base having a rosette crown of numerous bright green leaves. These flower stalks often appear to be growing directly out of the ground. Dandelion never grows a central stalk. If the plant you are looking at has a tall stalk that is bearing leaves and flowers, it's not a dandelion. However, there can be a number of flower stalks rising from the center of each dandelion plant. Each stalk, as I have mentioned, holds up only one bright yellow flower head, or one flower bud, or possibly a single gossamer sphere of plumed seeds. The mature flower can transform into this globular seed head, fairy's afro, overnight. The lobes or edges of the long, lance-shaped dandelion leaves have deeply serrated, unevenly pointed teeth. Dandelion, lion's tooth in Old French. These pliable leaves are 3 to 12 inches long, half an inch to 2.5 inches wide. The top surfaces, the undersides, and the midribs of dandelion's leaves are bald and feel quite smooth to the touch. They are not hairy, warty, or prickly like some dandelion lookalikes. When you dig a dandelion up from the ground with profound respect and deep gratitude, the first rule of good herbal medicine making, you'll find its root to be thick and brittle, having a thin beige skin on the outside and sap-filled milky white vegetable flesh within. This is commonly called a taproot. Dandelion's taproot can be branching, and it can grow up to 10 inches long. All parts of the dandelion plant, when either broken or wounded, will bleed a bitter-tasting milky white sap. You'll find this juice to be a little sweeter in the spring plants. Once you have found some dandelions, harvest an entire plant including the root, leaves, buds, blossoms, and seed heads, if there are any. If a portion of the root breaks off and remains in the ground, great. This root piece will regenerate and produce a new plant, yet another vegetable contribution to Earth's dynamic theater of perpetual abundance. Now that you have properly identified and graciously harvested this plant, offer gratitude once again for its life. Consider leaving an offering, like a strand of your hair, a prayer, a song, a story, whatever. Plant spirits are known to be deeply touched by simple gestures of appreciation. Wash all the soil of the plant and bring it home to your kitchen. If the dandelion plants you find are small, you might want to harvest 6 or 7 of them. If you are unable to locate any living dandelions in the neighborhood, or if you suspect the plants that are there have been sprayed or are too close to the road and might be coated with odious residues of auto exhaust, the next best thing for you to do is harvest organically grown or wild-crafted, freshly dried, dehydrated dandelion from an herb or natural food store. Purchase an ounce of the highest quality dandelion root you can find and an ounce of dandelion leaf. Make sure the dried root material is a deep, rich brown color and has a full bitter flavor when you chew on a piece. Make sure the dried leaf material shows a rich green color and also has a discernible bitter flavor. This leaf, dried properly, should definitely not be brown. If it is brown, don't bother with it. It's no good, shop somewhere else. Now, lay your fresh medicinal plants on your kitchen countertop. Cut the root and other parts into small pieces. How small? As small as your patience and enthusiasm permit. The smaller the better, because more surface area is exposed. If you are using dried plant materials, crush or grind them into small pieces using a small coffee bean grinder or a mortar and pestle. See Chapter 4, Kitchen Pharmacy Equipment. Place these tiny pieces in a jar with a tight-fitting lid. Use a pint or quart-sized jar depending on the amount of plant material. Pour 100 proof vodka into the jar, filling it to the top of the plant material. If you are working with fresh plant material, at this point, you might pour the plant with its menstruum into a blender and liquefy it to expose more surface area to the solvent. Wipe the top ridge of the jar, cleaning off any stuff that might be clinging to it. Put a piece of wax paper over the opening as a gasket and screw down the jar lid. Tighten it firmly. Shake your tincture energetically. Now, take a moment to look at it. Admire it for a while because it is indeed precious. It is your plant medicine, the enchanted doorway through which you just entered the enthralling world of herbalism. Label the container appropriately. On this label, include the name of the herb, the part of the herb used. It means dandelion root and top, Taraxacum officinale, and the date that will arrive 14 days from the date you are preparing this extract. This date you write on the label is the day your tincture will be ready for you to separate the saturated liquid, the tincture extract, from the then depleted plant material, the mark, during those 14 days, at least once, even better 2 or 3 times a day, affectionately and vigorously. Shake your tincture, the 6th rule of good medicine making, with your mind focused on your appreciation of the plant and your intention for its use. This is an important routine to attend to, for it maintains the extraction energy of the menstruum at a more efficient rate, and it permeates the maturing medicine with your mindful attention and the healing power of your personal energy. After a minimum of 14 days and nights, separate the spent plant material from the liquid extract. A simple method for doing this is to line a large handheld strainer with a square-shaped piece of cotton muslin cloth, undyed and preferably unbleached cotton muslin, large enough to hang about an inch or 2 over the edges of the strainer. Place the muslin-lined strainer into a glass or stainless steel receptacle and slowly and carefully pour your entire extract into this straining apparatus. Allow all the liquid to flow through the cloth. After the liquid has finished flowing through the cloth, join together all 4 corners of the cloth and hold them above the plant material. Grasp them firmly together with one hand, and with the other hand grasp the ball of plant material and twist it and squeeze it to press out the rest of the liquid thoroughly. Remove as much of the liquid as possible from the depleted plant fiber, the mark. After doing this to your satisfaction, you can discard the mark into the compost. Now, pour this herbal extract into a bottle that can be tightly capped. Brown amber glass bottles are the most ideal, and store it in a cool, dark location. This alcohol or water extract will keep for many years. A solution like this requires a minimum of 18 to 20% of the total volume of the liquid to be ethyl alcohol in order for the alcohol to adequately preserve it. Pure 100 proof vodka is 50% ethyl alcohol, and even when diluted by the juices of this fresh plant will render sufficient preservative action. An earth-enriching cohabitant of almost every community, dandelion promotes healthy local turf everywhere it grows, unless it is foolishly poisoned to death. The particular design of dandelion's root system breaks up soil in a unique manner which greatly enhances the condition of any garden soil. In fact, dandelion and its sister compositae, chamomile, another soil conditioning plant, have been referred to in farming cultures as the soil doctors. Dandelion's randomly scattered flowers relieve rampant urban lawn monotony. Its vibrant yellow blossoms are aesthetically and emotionally uplifting. For those who like to play and even giggle the way you did when you were a babe, dandelion's mature seed heads are a joyous toy which entice bustling human beings to pause, pick, and blow off its downy hairdo into passing air currents, watching the seeds eject dramatically in different directions, then parachuting serenely to the ground. I pursue this whimsical ritual as eagerly today as I did when I was a small child, and the spontaneous affair with these little blowballs remains as delightful as it always was. The predominant use of herbs to beautify your home and health becomes fully affordable as you learn to harvest your own plants and create your own elixirs. When used to affect our body directly, common dandelion is one of the nest foods and medicines found in the Herbalist Materia Medica. Young springtime dandelion leaves have a pleasantly bitter aromatic flavor. They blend well with other fresh salad plants, and they carry with them a rich load of bitters and micronutrients, especially the minerals potassium and calcium and vitamins A and C. Eating dandelion greens and other bitters prior to meals is invaluable for stimulating one's appetite, digestion, and assimilation. Regular use of dandelion extracts often relieves the uncomfortable maladies commonly experienced in the upper and lower digestive tracts, such as poor digestion, gas, nausea, and constipation. In general, dandelion carries substances that stimulate the function of many glands and organs, especially the kidneys and liver. It has a tonic effect on the kidneys and encourages kidney function with its diuretic action, while at the same time, it increases the body's potassium content, rather than depleting it as other diuretics commonly do. Dandelion is an excellent substance to employ for prevention and treatment of biliary problems. It is a liver and gallbladder tonic that stimulates the healthy discharge and flow of bile. When taken over a period of 4 to 6 weeks, it can work as an efficient preventive agent for those individuals who have a constitutional disposition to form gallstones. Following are some specific indications and an adult dosage for using the whole plant dandelion tincture you are presently making. See Chapter 25, Dosage, to help determine corresponding children's dosages. For physical comfort, take 30 to 50 drops of tincture 3 to 4 times daily to relieve intestinal gas and poor digestion that is due to insufficient bile, to relieve constipation that is due to sluggish liver activity, to help eliminate skin eruptions that are because of sluggish activity in the liver, to relieve difficulty in urinating and/or water retention, to use as a blood purifier to treat chronic autotoxemia, which is contributing to rheumatism, arthritis, and skin eruptions. The dosage I have suggested is low for this particular herb, for dandelion is safe, gentle, and shows no toxicity. Some herbalists recommend 150 to 300 drops, approx. 5 to 10 ml, of dandelion tincture 3 times a day as a basic adult dosage. However, it is prudent to begin with a low dosage regardless of the herb you consider using. Dosages can always be increased after observing your reaction to a new substance. To gain the full benefit of dandelion when employing it as a tonic, it is often best to continue its use for at least 1 month up to a year, depending on the individual's response and needs. A second year of use can be beneficial and appropriate for some individuals. For the bodies of these folks, dandelion is good food. This act of nourishing yourself with herbs is fully affordable now that you are harvesting your own herbs and learning to make tinctures and other extracts for yourself. Remember, like the mind, the body appreciates and responds most favorably to variety, diversity. Don't take any food or herbal remedy every day. Take the remedy for 6 days a week with a random day off. Do this for 3 to 4 weeks, then take a few days off and so on. And when using dandelion, it is quite appropriate to change the delivery vehicle by preparing this tonic herb as an herbal tea, a decoction. Drink it with the tincture, or alternate a dose, 1 cup of tea with a dose of tincture, or use dandelion tea in place of dandelion tincture altogether, drinking a cupful twice a day. So, now you have an herbal tincture in the making, and you know how to store and use this specific health-supporting herbal tonic once the extraction process is completed. Meanwhile, during the following hours when you are not eating, dreaming, working, playing, or shaking your tincture, we can explore more ideas concerning the home practice of herbalism and consider other forms of herbal extracts you can make. Summary of Chapter 1. Making a dandelion tincture your first step into herbalism. Chapter Purpose. To initiate your hands-on journey into herbalism by harvesting wild dandelion and making your first herbal extract a dandelion tincture while learning essential principles of plant identification, respectful harvesting, and mindful medicine making. Key themes and concepts. Herbalism starts outdoors, in direct relationship with nature. Dandelion, Taraxacum officinale, is a wild, accessible, and powerful medicinal plant. The process of tincture making is both practical and spiritual. Practicing gratitude, observation, and intention is part of effective medicine making. About the plant, Dandelion, Taraxacum officinale, grows almost everywhere: lawns, fields, roadsides. Recognizable features: bright yellow flower, up to 2 inches, hollow, unbranched stalks, deeply serrated leaves forming a rosette, thick taproot with milky white sap, globular white seed heads, fairies afro. All parts, root, leaves, flowers, seeds, are medicinal. Dandelion improves digestion, liver and kidney function, and skin health. Step by step, making a dandelion tincture. What you need: fresh dandelion, whole plant, root, leaf, flower, seed. 100 proof vodka, 50% alcohol. Clean glass jar with tight lid. Wax paper, gasket under lid. Label. Optional blender. Instructions. Harvest the entire plant with gratitude. Offer thanks. Wash and chop into small pieces, the smaller the better. Place in a jar and cover with vodka to the top of the herbs. If using fresh herbs, you may blend for better extraction. Seal the jar tightly with wax paper under the lid. Label with plant name, parts used, and date, plus the finish date, 14 days later. Shake daily. Focus on intention and gratitude. After 2 weeks, strain using muslin in a strainer. Squeeze out every drop. Compost the spent herb, mark. Store in dark glass bottles in a cool, dark place. Shelf life: several years due to alcohol's preservative power. Benefits of dandelion tincture: therapeutic actions. Stimulates appetite and digestion. Tonic for liver, kidneys, and gallbladder. Mild diuretic, without potassium depletion. Aids in eliminating toxins. Supports skin health, relieves water retention, and helps with autotoxemia. Adult dosage: 30 to 50 drops, 1 to 1.5 milliliter, 3 to 4 times daily. Some herbalists suggest 5-10 ml 3x/day. Higher dose is still safe. Continue for 1 to 12 months as needed. Note: start with low doses, observe effects, and gradually increase if needed. Additional notes: if wild harvesting isn't possible, buy organically dried root and leaves. Dandelion leaf should be vibrant green, not brown. The ritual of shaking, labeling, and admiring the tincture instills intention and healing energy. Herbal wisdom: down with lawns, up with herbs. Dandelions are not weeds, they're soil doctors. Their presence improves soil, adds beauty and joy, and heals bodies and ecosystems alike. The act of making your own tincture transforms you into a medicine maker and deepens your connection with nature. Reflection questions. Number 1. What part of the dandelion plant did you find most fascinating? Number 2. How did you feel during the harvesting or tincture making process? Number 3. What intentions or healing goals did you hold as you created your tincture? Number 4. What benefits do you hope to experience from using your extract? Number 5. How might you share or teach this process to others?